It's where you live, it's where you grow, it's where your dreams unfold. It's in every chapter of every story, it's more than just a home.
Hi, I'm Joy Robertson, host of It's More Than Just a Home. Last week, we introduced you to our brand new show, and we started the journey of taking you behind the scenes at the Ozarks Lodge. We're going to spend another 5 weeks on this home before we look at other home styles. But before we take you inside this home today, here are a few of the homes we'll introduce you to in the future. After last week's show, we had a lot of questions about the kitchen. So today, let's take you inside and show you the kitchen and its unique cabinets that were built custom just for this home. Shelley Wayner from Cabinet Concepts by Design starts the show off with an inside look at how custom cabinets are made.
Usually the first step in the design process and working with a client is establishing a budget. So when we work on Rick's cabinetry, typically he will send us blueprints that we bid a basic set of cabinets on that we know are the level of cabinets that he would use in his home. In particular on the Ozarks Lodge, we knew the type of cabinetry that would be going in there, so we put a budget together based on the features that we thought the client would like based on the type of home. So after we submitted the bid to Rick, then what happens is he speaks with the client, they put the entire budget together, and then we have them come in for a consultation. So really the first phase is coming in with them after we've established the budget and then talking through all the needs that they have in their home. So when a customer comes into our showroom, we first start talking about what they like, what they don't like, the features they want. We have some country style vignettes showing vanities. We have a little bit of a rustic modern look. We have a modern vignette right here, and we show a lot of different types of constructions, types of ways to utilize cabinets. So this is a more classic look. It's a staple. It's one that sticks around forever. It's a very traditional type feel, but very updated. We can do desk units. We have our islands. We even go all the way into the mudrooms, built-in bookcases, etc. So this just really gives the client the ability to understand that we can pretty much produce anything that they would want. When we say custom, we truly are custom. We can do one-of-a-kind things. We're not set having to do certain size of boxes and then use a bunch of fillers. We can actually build to the space and make the cabinetry fit exactly what the space is. The benefits for that is when we install a run of cabinetry, you don't have a run of 36-inch uppers, then we have a big 3-inch filler because it didn't fit in the space. So we're able to really maximize the space and customize every drawer component, etc. The Ozarks Lodge House is a rustic home, but done with a very elegant style. We did some heavier doors, raised panel doors. So we did some nice distressing, but not over the top distressing because they had beautiful beams that really carried the real rustic part of the job. So we had a very challenging cabinet because it's a tall bookcase that you can see in the hallway, and when you're inside of the office you see it too, but you see all the way through. He has a lot of beautiful things that he likes to display, and so the challenge was how do we light all that up to where the lighting reflects his items properly. So I'm going to show you in this cabinet a couple scenarios. One of the things that we like to do whenever you want to light stuff evenly is this particular cabinet. We ran our lighting vertically down so it shines back. And so that's what we did out of the Ozark Lodge House, to shine and light up everything evenly. You can see if you're looking at this cabinet here, we just did the lighting at the top and it gets darker going down. We like to show clients that depending on the type of lighting that they want, but that was the challenge we had out there, and the lighting turned out beautiful in that cabinet. We ask lots of questions. So we really don't sell anything. We're more consultants. We try to really understand what's important, whether it's from an organizational standpoint, a design standpoint, and then what we are able to do is once we gather all that information, the next part of the phase is putting it on our CAD program. What I'd like to show you now is a little bit of what we show the client, and then they get to make revisions from there. Can we kind of go back and forth, usually a couple times, to get the cabinets just right. So the Ozark Lodge home is a beautiful kitchen. We start out with our floor plans, and then we were able to go in and put 3D renderings together for the client. You know, as we're talking to them, they can tell us what they like. If they want to adjust the amount of glass that they have, the lighting, you can see on these renderings how we've added the lighting to the renderings. And so they can see exactly where we're putting it. There's a lot of unique spaces at the Ozark Lodge, and we did this little bar area that's in a niche that goes under a stairs. It was a little bit of a challenge trying to figure out how to do it, but we're able to render in, even though we're not doing the beams in this house. Rick's obviously done that and with a different subcontractor. However, we're able to plug that in so the client can see where those beams fall, how our cabinets will fall within the space. So our CAD program also prints out, doesn't only talk to our machines, but does all of our cut lists. So we have just a hardwood department that cuts all the hardwood. So we use plywood, which is the sheet goods, what we refer to as sheet goods. And we also use hardwood. So like the hardwood would be the frames of doors, the frames of cabinets, etc. So there's a gentleman that sits back here all day long and is taking all this raw lumber. Everything starts from raw lumber, and it gets milled into these individual pieces. This is a stile and rail for a door. And we do everything by job. We're considered more of a job shop than a high production shop. So we're able to control quality a lot better doing that, and that gives us the customization.
So that's how the process of making custom cabinets begins. Now, after the break, Rick will take you on a tour of the kitchen and the office cabinets, and we'll be right back.
It's in every chapter of every story. It's more than just a home. Chapter of every story. It's more than just a home.
Welcome back to It's More Than Just a Home. Cabinets make up a large portion of the home budget, and their style can dictate the overall aesthetic of the home. Cabinet Concepts made the cabinets in this home from knotty alder. They finished them with what's called an heirlooming process. Heirlooming creates a slight distressed look, which adds to the look of the lodge style. Here's a tour that Rick took with Shelley Wayner to see the unique cabinets here in the Ozarks Lodge.
Well, we've gone from the conceptual to the CAD drawings to the real thing.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us just a little bit about the species of wood and what you did to actually create the softness of the tone and some of the antiquing.
Yeah, well, what we wanted to do is create cabinetry that felt like they aged in place a little bit. We used a knotty alder wood. We did an heirlooming technique where we added some glazing, some light distressing, nothing that's overly distressed, but it just adds a nice soft feature to the home since it is a rustic home.
Yep.
We also, on the island, we wanted to bring in a painted cabinet, and this is I think it's called Foxhall.
Looks
is
more
the
like
color.
yeah,
It looks a little more like furniture. So we
Uh-huh.
didn't want this to be as distressed, but it looks beautiful in this space and with all the coloring of the tile and backsplash.
Well, and this is 4 foot deep.
Yes, it's 4
So-
foot. Mhm.
Yeah, you're able to use storage on both sides of this island.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
One of the things we loved about this island is that we're able to hide the microwave. We've designed with them quite a bit. They function like so. You can put your stuff in them,
Mm-hmm.
stir, whatever, close it up, and it's really concealed within the design of the cabinetry.
Good. And then there's some space saving options we've done here. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes,
So-
corners are always a challenge. Some people design cabinets or kitchens with no corners at all because
Mm-hmm.
they don't like corners. But this kitchen we have two, and we were able to utilize the space very well. There's some new modern technology instead of the old school Lazy Susans that are on the market. This is a Kessenbaumer Le Mans is what they call it. And you have full access to that back corner. Everything flows nicely. It has a 100-pound rating and it soft closes. So you can get a lot of storage back in that corner with very little effort.
What I like, it's so smooth that
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
everything stays in place as you pull it in and out. So,
Yes, they're very nice. They come in a lot of different colors. We chose chrome and maple on this one.
Don't expect me to repeat the name again.
Kessenbaumer Le Mans.
Le Mans, okay.
Yep.
Okay. And of course, soft close doors and drawers we do frequently. So
Yes.
it's very, very nice. If you're, cooking, you're in a hurry, you're going from one station to the next, you just
Right.
push it and
Exactly.
no clang or bang.
Exactly.
Right. What if you want to watch TV? I mean, isn't that what you have to have TV in every
Well,
room?
a lot of clients love TVs and they love them in their kitchens, and that's always a challenge trying to hide it. So, can you find the TV?
I think I can. This is really, really cool.
So this is a great way when you're wanting to have the background of TV and possibly glance at it while you're cooking. It's
Or
a
if you're
great
sitting
way
at
to
the
hide it.
bar, or, right?
Yes, it's a great way to hide it. We do these quite a bit, and it's a great way to conceal it when you do have people over that you don't want it. It'll just raise back up in there.
So they have a really neat office. I want to go in there so you can tell us a little bit about that.
It's pretty awesome.
Well, as you can tell, he is an outdoorsman.
Yes, he is.
Lots of really neat antiques here as far as fishing reels, and we needed a way to display all this. I think you did a great job.
Yes,
So-
they had quite a bit of stuff to display, and having that balance of open and closed bookshelf was important. So we were able to capture the open here, but they also give them storage where they can hide things like paper and stuff that they really don't want on display.
File cabinets.
Yes, we have an abundance of file cabinets, file drawers in this room. I believe we have 6 of them.
6 of
that we were
them.
able to do.
Yeah.
Another thing we wanted to do was open up the space into the rest of the home. So we actually have a 2-sided bookcase. So there's glass on both sides. In the design process, there was a solid wall here, but because of the amount of display items that the homeowner had, we had to come up with a solution. So between Erica and I, we decided that we wanted that wall to be gone and make the wall this pass-through
Right.
bookshelves, and I think it turned out awesome.
You've been finishing a lot of your own cabinets, and I found that I was a little weary at first,
Right,
but
right.
I've become very fond of it because
Yeah.
it saves time on schedules, and the product's really good. Tell us a little bit about your finishing.
Well, finishing it's one of the most important parts of the cabinet because that's what you see, and it also needs to withstand wear and tear. So we actually use conversion varnishes and pigmented varnishes with our paints and stains. It's a product that we don't tell people to go put acetone on their cabinets, but if acetone got put on the cabinet, it's not going to eat through the finish. So it's a very hard finish, and it's
Okay.
durable, and it doesn't yellow. So that's something that's very important to us.
Well, the yellowing is huge because
Right.
a lot of times ultraviolet light coming through will
Right.
tend to crackle, or the finish will start just deteriorating.
Wearing down, and
Yeah, yellow.
absolutely. I love the finish that we put on the cabinets just for the durability.
Next week, Shelley will be back with Rick to show you the cabinets in the master bedroom, the bathroom, the closets, and garage. Again, that's next week, but up next, you won't want to miss this.
Where did you learn about Habitat for Humanity? Where did that start with you guys?
So we were living in a house about 15 years ago, and it was definitely substandard conditions. It was there was actually running water underneath the house. We had 2 house fires in the house. We didn't have heat for over a year.
It's more than just a home.
we started It's More Than Just a Home, we wanted to do something to give back to the community that supported us all these years. And Habitat for Humanity seemed like the perfect partner for us. When we reached out to Habitat, we found out they had a family of 9 just entering their program. Now, this family needed the biggest home that Habitat built in the area, so of course, that seemed like a perfect match for us. So without further ado, here's Rick with the Wilmoth family.
So on the home, I've seen the design. What are some of the favorite aspects of the design you're looking forward to?
Something that we have tried to provide for all of our kids. We adopted 6 kids from foster care. We had 2 biological kids.
What should we do?
Something we've tried to provide over the years for them is a sense of stability and a sense of home. And some of our kids have moved, a dozen times already, and they're, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 years old. That's a lot of moving.
Oh, I think the biggest thing obviously is room for everybody. We have kids that we've adopted that are special needs asthmatics.
Okay.
And so having that furnace be that special furnace that will be set for that. We have no carpet, no non-porous surfaces.
What would the kids say? What would be something that they're looking forward to?
The most exciting thing is just the space and how it functions well for everybody.
I know my girls are really excited that we're going to have a dishwasher because we're all tired of doing dishes by hand.
That's a lot of dishes. So the construction process, I understand, it can be rather lengthy because there's quite a bit of volunteer work and some of the materials are somewhat subsidized. I'm sure you have the patience to make it through it.
This process has taught us is to be patient, and I think Habitat also is an organization that they're with us for the long haul, and they really have kind of a family atmosphere too.
Where did you learn about Habitat for Humanity?
I saw a commercial.
So you've
and
heard
looked
about
it up.
it through TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were not financially stable enough to do it at that point, but I wrote down the qualifications, and I decided right then and there somehow we were going to find a way to become financially stable, get our credit up, pay off debt. We were going to do it. And so I went back to school. My husband had graduated. I decided to go
Set some
back.
big goals.
Set big goals to do it, yeah.
Okay, so we're looking forward to the wall raising, which is going to be happening soon. And have you ever been to one of those?
This
No.
is my first one.
Me too, so this will be cool to see. But I understand people write special notes on the lumber.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it would
good.
be great.
Good.
We're looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it as well. So we'll see you there. And then we look forward to following the progress and finally seeing the completed home. So thank you for letting us be part of that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, obviously you can tell this is a special family, and we look forward to following the progress on their home. We'll have more after the break.
It's more than just a home.
is a difference between an interior designer and an interior decorator. Interior design is said to be the science of understanding behaviors to help homeowners create a functional room within a building, including the shapes of the room's walls, floors, and more. It's not just hanging a picture correctly, trust me.
But artwork should not be hung too high.
Erica Lee is an interior designer. She has a bachelor's degree in interior design and construction management with an art minor. But as you will see over the next several weeks,
Corbels, and they found them in a field and they chiseled them down. Look at that lintel, mantle stuff. Oh.
all of those accolades are not what makes her so special.
Hey, good morning everybody. Today we are doing about 30-day, well it's probably like 28 days, walkthrough of the Ozarks Lodge House. I'm gonna walk through, just see how things are progressing, making sure that the things that are getting installed match the design vision that we had for this home. And then I think Rick is gonna join us in a little bit, and if we have any issues or anything like that, we'll talk about them with him then. Oh, mama. I am really excited about this. We jazzed this up a little bit by asking for some beefy corbels, and man did Rick come through. I'm also looking at this wall. This is amazing. This is our focal wall. We're going to put some French antiques down here, and I think this is for our TV. The log chinking looks good. Woo! I see these tiles are broken. I'm guessing Rick and I will have to talk about that in a little bit, but while we're here, this fireplace looks really incredible. I believe this is cast concrete that we selected. They're going to be filling this here. That's why there's tape on here. So because this is a lodge home, we've selected a lot of different plaids and men's suiting types of materials, so something that you'd see a man wear. And my goal with this home was to really marry two styles together. So she likes traditional French things, feminine things, and he likes very masculine things. And you'll see the furnishings come in, they're very traditional, and they'll really reflect who she is, and so we're marrying those styles together. And this is incredible plaid carpet. So this wall is going to need to be addressed. We're putting wallpaper in here, and I can tell that there's a little bit of texture to the wall still. There's a few places of imperfection in the drywall, and if we don't get that addressed now, when we come to install wallpaper in about 6 to 7 days, the wallpaper guy is not going to like that. One of the issues that we had when we were selecting all this stuff is, where do we stop the tile, and is there a good place? And a lot of people don't think about that. So if you can tell, Daniel is running the tile all the way across the wall. So this whole wall is full of tile. It looks really incredible. Hey! This quite isn't finished the way that I kind of had in mind. It's really blunt, and it just doesn't look finished in my opinion. So I'm going to ask Matt or Rick if we can put a cove mold right here to really just finish that off really nice. This paper, we went to order it. We needed it in about 7 to 8 days. It's back ordered. Welcome to our industry. So what we're really good about at ELDS is making lemonade out of lemons. So we are scurrying to find another plaid. We did find another plaid that I thought would work. It was this paper. This paper is discontinued. So on to the next paper, and today I'm double checking this and making sure that this will go.
It's important 30 days out to make sure to walk through and look for any issues that we might have in a home in order to get it completed on time. There's always a handful of things that we're having to pull together at the very end, so that's kind of what we're addressing today.
We're double checking everything. We're reselecting a wallpaper. We've got this choice. I'm not thrilled with it, as we've already painted the ceiling to coordinate with this. So I'm gonna ask, Rick, if we decide to go with a different paper, is that something that can be easily changed, or are we going to keep that?
It's not that large of a ceiling.
Okay.
So I heard our large tiles in the master shower, we had some issues with the tiles.
Yeah, you want to go look at it?
Sure.
Let's go
Sure.
check it out.
Okay.
I think they're having an issue with them. A couple of them have broke.
I think what happened is when they were trying to make those cuts, a couple of them just broke, and which they've used the product
Sure.
multiple times, hadn't had that problem. So I don't know, I really don't know if the sheets themselves
Okay.
had been maybe flexed
Will we be
and
able
weekend,
to
but yeah, they're in here. If you
get?
wanna
So
see 'em.
okay, yeah, let's look at them.
yeah.
So do you think we'll be able to get the new ones in on time?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
good,
we will.
good, good, good.
We will. So anyway, that's basically the center portion that we've already cut.
Okay, and we
And
can't
put in,
reuse
so-
these.
No, they'd have to be used on a different project at this
Oh,
point.
what a shame.
Yeah, you may have to come up with something else for us.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think my work here is done. I've got
Awesome.
a 9:45 I need to be at, so I'm going
Awesome.
to leave it with you. So,
I'll let you know if I find anything else, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna check up on things and make
Okay.
sure everything's the way that we originally had
all
in
right.
mind.
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Okay, talk to you later.
Thanks, Rick.
Uh-huh.
Interior designers are usually involved in the home building process from the beginning until the end. But their life can get really busy at the end of a project, which we'll see next week. And we'll also back up a little bit and introduce you to some businesses who were involved with the Ozarks Lodge early on in the building process. Until then, I want to thank you for taking this journey with us. If you want to see these segments again and learn more about the vendors who helped build the Ozarks Lodge, go to RamseyBuilding.com and click on It's More Than Just a Home. Until then, here's a little more from Erica.
And I walked in out the back door this morning and I see this raccoon just sitting there with his Cracker Jacks. I love things that make me laugh. Sometimes people take their home decor way too seriously and they forget to have fun with it. And that, my friends, is fun.